Welcome to Conversations in the Closet with your host, motivational speaker, fitness expert, and fashion guru, Theresa Roemer.
Welcome to Conversations in the Closet. I am Theresa Roemer, your host, with my co-host with the mostest, Michael Pearce.
Howdy, y'all.
I swear to God, I know he's not from Texas, so I don't know why he says y'all all the time.
It's kind of my thing. It's my shtick. It makes me feel most Texan, like a big belt buckle, a cowboy hat, and some rodeo chili.
Which none of those you do. So
no, I don't do any of those.
So I'm assuming that y'all just makes you feel really manly.
Yeah, that's it. It's friendly. It's the South, y'all.
Well, because I know you're not going to wear a big old cowboy hat, and I definitely know you're not going to wear a big old buckle unless it's got a big old H on it, and and you don't eat. Right. Oh, see.
It stands for handsome.
And you probably don't eat chili because that would require more than 2 bites, and you don't eat more than 2 bites of anything. So
I'm just careful what meat or beans I put in my face since I'm married. That's why I don't eat chili.
Hey, I tell my husband, you know what? It's better to come out than stay in. So
that's what I say when I came out of the closet. That's what I told my parents.
So with that said,
what are we talking about today? What's the topic today, Theresa Roemer? I'm dying to know.
Oh my gosh, the topic. You know, we've done all this Super Bowl stuff. We're in the midst of Super Bowl craziness right now. We don't even really want to talk about it because it's just almost overpowering, overwhelming. And if you live anywhere in Houston right now, it's getting hard to drive around. And so we're just really not going to talk about Super Bowl today. We did enough of that last week.
Yay! I faked my way to the Super Bowl. It's over. Okay, great.
And since Michael knows nothing about football, we're just not going to go there. 2 things Michael don't know about. He doesn't know about football. He doesn't know about riding steers.
But I do know about riding queers. That's the other thing we have in Texas. But back to your topic. I digress.
So I got a really, really, really serious question for you, Michael.
Oh, God. Yes, I will marry you.
He said yes.
Uh-oh.
The only thing I have that Michael would definitely want would be titties.
Well, there's a lot of things you have that I want, and we'll just start with that.
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Titties, a Bentley, a Rolls Royce.
It's funny because it's true.
So, no, I have a really serious question. So here's my question. Define happiness.
Oh, Lord. Well, you just listed off a few. Rolls, Bentley. What a hard question. Oh, my God. You have to give me prep when you do serious stuff like that, because I've been actually struggling with this as to what do you derive your happiness from. And growing up, I used to put my happiness towards things. And then I learned painfully that things come and go. And if you put your happiness that you're always going to be, less than someone else. And that's kind of a miss area. So then I thought it was family, but then you get annoyed with those people. I could take 3 days with them. What a hard question. So I don't know. Xanax? What's a good answer to this one? Opiates?
And so, and so there lies the question, like you said, when you were younger, you used to think it was, happiness was all about materialistic things. And as you put it, materialistic things come and go, and your happiness doesn't last very long sometimes with that. And then you, like you said, you thought, oh, it's family. Well, we can pick our friends, but we can't pick our family. And so unfortunately, a lot of times there's a lot of us, including myself, that can't handle being around our family for more than a 24-hour period because, like you said, you want to drink heavily, you need Xanax, you want to slit your wrist. And it's really sad because they're your blood relatives, and you'd think that you would have so much in common and that you would just get along, and it's completely the opposite. I get around my sisters, I don't have anything to talk about. My mom, I haven't, like we've discussed this many times. I haven't had a conversation with my mother in over a couple years because she considers me dead. So, once again, happiness can't always be about family either. I mean, like, I know happiness for you is your children.
When they're good and sleeping. No, I'm kidding. I love my children. I love my children.
Only when they're good are they yours, and when they're bad, they're Matt's.
That's right. Or their dirty diapers or any of that stuff are made of mess. Then I outsource to my husband because it's a 50-50 partnership. I get the good, he gets the bad. And it worked out beautifully.
So I want to
know, what do you consider? Because I mean, I have an interesting story of why I used to think things. Like, my parents didn't spend a lot of time with me as a kid, and they felt guilty, and they would buy me things. And that's how I had associated love with things, which really screwed me up for a great number of years and created some really embarrassing things. But I want to know for you, like, because I'm struggling with this, Theresa, where do you derive your happiness from? I know it's not things for you, because I know you better than that, but what feeds your happiness?
Well, and like you said, I think it changes as you age, and like you, when I was younger, because I was brought up extremely, I don't want to say poverty stricken, but we were poor. We didn't know we were poor, but we were not by no means middle of the road. We weren't, I had to wear hand-me-downs and stuff. So I thought that happiness came from, oh my gosh, getting that big house with the picket fence and driving the cars. And, I mean, like, because isn't that the all-American dream, So I, like you, placed my happiness on things like, oh, I'm not going to be happy until I own that really pretty house and that little picket fence. And I want to drive this kind of car. And that's when I'm really going to know that I'm living the American dream, and I've made it because I can afford to do all these things that America says I'm supposed to do, because that's the American dream. That's going to give me happiness. And you get those things and you're like, okay, I'm still unhappy. okay.
I just have a nicer cage that I sit in. That's right.
So you start to realize, like you said, that happiness is very short-lived. And so then you thought, like, oh, well, maybe I'm supposed to have kids, and that's going to bring me all the happiness in the world. And I had kids, and that still didn't give me all the happiness in the world. So like you said, you love your children, you adore them, they're part of you, but that still doesn't complete you. Like, there's still something missing. You're like, okay, I'm still not really happy, so you sit there and go, okay, well, maybe it's because I haven't really truly been in love. So maybe if I'm ever truly in love, then I'm going to be happiness. Well, then you start to find out you can't always rely on other people to bring you happiness. My own mother, she's been married 8 or 9 times, something like that. I have a feeling she's looking for someone to create that happiness for her. She's looking for happiness. And so she's expecting other people to give her that happiness. And she's finding out that other people can't give you that happiness. That happiness has to actually come from within. You have to actually like yourself. I
agree with that 1,000%. I think the same is true with kids, because I think there are a lot of people who will have kids because they think it's going to fix a marriage, or it's going to give them to someone to love unconditionally. And if you put your happiness in a child or another person, you're putting it in the wrong place, because a parent's job is to have the kid grow up and move out and go on your own. And anytime you're putting your happiness in someone else, you're giving away that power to a huge opportunity to disappoint you, to make you really depressed.
Right. So, I look at, okay, materialistic things like houses and cars. We've decided that really doesn't bring you that much happiness. Is it the kids or the grandkids? Yes and no. Is it love? Maybe not. Is it employment? A lot of people don't like the job that they have, so they're not that happy. So a lot of their happiness is based on their employment. Are you happy with your job? Are you unemployed? All of that affects your moods. It can affect your mood on a daily basis. If you're around negative people all the time, you're always a positive person. Now suddenly you're around negative people, or you're unemployed or whatever. That's going to affect your happiness. It has to.
Amen to that.
But as I grow older,
sucks. Go ahead.
The one thing I've noticed,
joy.
The one thing I've noticed that makes me even happier and happier on a daily basis is my health.
Me. Is it me? Me?
It's Michael, my co-host.
No, what is it? I want to know what's bringing you more and more joy lately.
My health.
Oh.
Because
Okay. I wasn't expecting
well,
that.
because I'm realizing as I get older, and God, I never thought I was going to be this age ever in my life. And here I am at this age. But I've started noticing that the better health I'm in, the happier I am, because I don't hurt, or I can do things, as you grow older. And once again, I'm going to say what's so exciting about growing old, because I haven't figured it out yet. But, but as you grow older, things are hurting you that you've never felt before. You're getting injuries you've never gotten before. You're getting illnesses, or you get sicker more often. I mean, like, just weird. And you're like, wow, this is what getting old is like. I don't like it very much. So I am so much more in appreciation for good health now. Like, that is my goal now, is to just be as healthy as I can be. And whether that be through exercising or eating right, or surrounding myself with positive people instead of negative people, limiting myself on social media, I'm truly finding that the healthier I can be, the happier I am.
Interesting. I'm actually, believe it or not, going to agree with this one, which is shocking because your listeners would know I am
my
not a
gosh.
health advocate at all.
And we never agree on anything.
Just the important times when you agree with me that I'm right. So no, I agree that, because I was actually having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and I was saying how my health has been affected by the things I've been eating. And it really came home because after I had lost all the weight and was, being super healthy, I'd cut out all caffeine and all sugar. And after going through the detox and sleeping for like 3 months, and when you woke up, I felt amazing. Like, I had all this energy. I was getting out. I was being more active. And now I look around, I'm like, I'm back to drinking coffee and having weird sugar cravings. And like, and the more of this crud you put in, you crash and burn, you're lethargic. I'm like, I have completely been poisoning myself with these horrible substances. I say this with a Starbucks next to me right now, but I'm realizing that, there's a serious consequence to that. And so your health has a serious impact on your, not only physically, but mentally. So I agree with that one.
Wow. I think it might snow in Texas today.
Which I will say, I'm now more depressed than ever, because if happiness comes from health, I am so screwed, because I am not even close to healthy. I'm barely faking looking healthy, let alone being healthy. Can we just say it comes from shoes? Because that's a lot easier.
I would agree. But the one thing I've noticed with you, Michael, is and a lot of our listeners may not know that we've only known each other for about 3 years or so.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. In a way, it seems like it's been forever, but in a way, it's really been kind of a short period of time. But the one thing I've noticed, and y'all know that, oh God, now I said y'all. I'm being sucked in. I'm being sucked into your language. But the one thing y'all noticed with me that I've noticed is that when I first met Michael, he was still losing weight. So he was nowhere near he is now. But when I first met Michael was all about just suck it out, or do whatever you got to do, or plastic surgery. I'll pay whatever I need to pay to look this way. And slowly over the last couple years, I've started noticing that Michael is actually, and I hope it's because I'm maybe rubbing off on him. I don't know. But I actually feel like Michael is getting more in tune with his health. Like maybe he wants to live longer. And in order to live longer, you have to actually be careful of what you're putting in that body. Even though all the surgeons can do all their magic they do all day long, if you're still poisoning yourself.
I just want to point out that in the years we've known each other, you have impacted me by causing me to be more conscious about my health, making healthier choices, and I have got you to say the word y'all. So one of us is clearly benefiting more than the other. I'm just going to not say who. But it is true. You're right. Because from the very first time we met, you said something to me. I was cracking jokes about how I don't need to have a surgeon. You're like, your heart can only do so much. And you've never pressured. You've never, ever said you need to do this, or where that drill starts. You're like, I will offer friendly advice. I will correct the bad language. And you've always been sort of an inspiration of saying, this is what I'm doing. These are healthy for me. You've never, ever voiced it. So maybe that's why I'm listening to it. Damn it.
But don't you really find that's true, that we can get all the plastic surgery all day long? We can have all the lipo and the sucking and the tucking and the whatever, and on the outside you look amazing, but if you're still poisoning yourself on the inside, your body can only do so much to fight back, and when it comes to the cancers and the heart attacks and everything, a lot of that is very preventable.
Mm-hmm.
And it all is what we're putting inside of our bodies. If our bodies can't fight off all those toxins and all the poisons that you're putting in it, sooner or later it's going to fight back, and it's going to be a deadly disease.
Yeah, I actually got into this weird circle with the whole plastic surgery thing, because I'm quite open about what I've had done, and I'm a advocate for plastic surgery. If something's bothering you and you need to get it fixed, go for it. But because I've had stuff done on camera. I don't care. No shame in my game. But because I was so open about it, so many other people would come forward and say, oh, you need to try this, you need to do this. And I'm like, yeah, there are a lot of things I'm insecure about, but I'm not insecure about that. But so many people would come to me, oh, you have to try this to do this. And I would see all these other people getting sucked into that. I went and fixed the things that bothered me. I wasn't trying to change my appearance, but I have all these other friends I see, they're getting so much stuff done. That doesn't fix the happiness either, because it almost sort of feeds this body dysmorphia. Like, you have all of these things wrong with you. It's sort of this mindset, you got to fix this. Like, you're damaged there. So even plastic surgery, which is a favorite of mine, doesn't fix on the inside either. And there's serious health risks there too. So I do believe one of the best advice you gave me was when I was really stressed out. You said, you can go for a walk, you can go for a run, but working out will actually help you deal with that stress and feel better. And I have in the closet, which we know, talking closet talk with Theresa Roemer, I have been in the closet about exercising. I don't tell people, but I'm staying the size not by just eating dust and ice cubes, but occasionally I get my soggy, slappy sack of potatoes up on an elliptical and ride my shame out in the attic.
But let's look at today. Today it's probably 76 or 80 degrees outside, right?
Yeah.
If there was one piece of advice I could give someone that wasn't happy today, I would be like, you know what? Go outside, put some walking shoes on, and take a nice walk. Number one, it's amazing weather. And number two, you're going to feel so good when you come back from that walk, because during that walk, and I would expect you to leave your phone at home. While you're on that walk, you're not going to answer a phone call. You're not going to get distracted. What you're going to do is you're going to go on that walk. You're going to enjoy the weather. You're going to enjoy the day, but you're going to let your mind try to fix some things while you're on that walk. And you would be amazed, at 30 minutes later, you can come back to your house and you actually feel, you may not have corrected everything in your head, but you feel better about it. And the exercise did amazing things for you, and the endorphins got going in your body, and the oxygen started flowing through your brain. And believe it or not, you're actually going to feel better. And I always try to tell people that, whether it's depression or unhappiness of some kind, or just needing to get energized. I'm like, that 20 to 30 minute walk will do wonders for anybody.
I have a different tip.
Oh.
So well, this is what I've been clinging to whenever I get in these pity parties, and I've been throwing a lot of them lately, is stop focusing on what I don't have or what's upsetting me, and try to focus on what I do have, and sort of changing that voice in my head, so that when I'm in a negative space, to start saying, and literally I will count out and say, I'm lucky to have this, and try to find a way that problem is a blessing. And so that has actually been my big help, because Lord knows, even if it's 76 out, I am not taking my new Gucci out on that pavement. I don't own sweatpants. I have 3-piece suits. Like I'd wear a fur to the mailbox. So I'm trying. I will go up an elliptical and I will wobble in shame privately, discreetly, where no one will see it. But I am not hauling my slappy butt down the street. But thank you.
Wait. I have seen pictures of you walking down the street with your daughter and your dog.
Oh, that's Facebook. None of that's real.
Oh, that's fake? It's staged?
I'm on an elliptical, pushing along, or in a cart. None of that's real. The body double. No, I do walk with the kids, because I'm a big proponent of living by example. So I try not to pass on my craziness to my kids. So I do try to get them to exercise.
Right. So,
yes, you're calling me out on all my lies today, Theresa Roemer.
Well, we want the people to really know us, don't we?
Well, I guess, but wouldn't they rather know the likable, untrue part of me that I put on social media? spent so much time filtering these lies.
I'm just telling you, that is truly the one thing that has always helped me, because during that 30-minute walk every morning, I really sort through my problems. I sort through things that are bothering me. I sort through disappointments. I just sort through things that are like on my brain. You know, sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night and stuff's on your brain and you can't figure it out. Well, that's every morning for the first 30 minutes. That's what I do. I literally spend 30 minutes every morning walking at a very fast pace, but I spend that time sorting through things, and I always come back feeling so much better. I may not have solved everything, but I always feel better. And so I guess the takeaway here is, don't rely on others to create your happiness, or it could be short-lived, right? Create your own happiness. It comes from within, you have to be happy with yourself before you can make other people happy. Definitely. And so, and also, go after your own dreams. Just don't let other people destroy your happiness. Don't let people have that kind of control over you.
This has been the best podcast ever. This is like going to church. I'm like, preach. I want to go out and take a walk now. I'm going to go get me some sneakers.
Take your Starbucks with you.
Yes, adding calories and then burning them. Yes. How often do you work out though? How often are you doing this?
You know what? I try to do it every single day, and it may be something different every day. And you know what was really cool is yesterday morning I was watching Harry Connick Jr. on the Today Show. He said 7 years ago he made a vow to himself that he was going to work out every day, and he wanted to see how long he could stick with it. And it's been 7 years. For 7 years, he has not missed one day. And it could be something different. It could be golf one day. It could be riding a bicycle one day. It could be going to the gym one day. It could be going for a walk one day. But he said, interestingly enough, he said, for 7 years, I have not missed a day. He says, I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but he says, I'm quite impressed that I've actually made it for 7 years. But he says he feels better. He thinks better. He knows he treats people better. And so I think that's really cool to know that Harry Connick Jr. actually decided 7 years ago to see how long he could go working out without missing a day. And I'm sure he thought maybe a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been 7 years.
I can't even make past the New Year's.
So there you go.
All right. Lessons learned.
So there you go. Just create your own happiness. Don't let anybody steal it from you, and just go after your dreams and go for a walk. Go for a walk. So with that said, guys, I hope we were able to enlighten you somehow today on happiness. And make sure you get out there on social media and find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Snapchat. I mean, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. So once again, Michael, fabulous podcast. I hope we enlighten people. And with that said, I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Y'all. I see I said it again. Y'all. And we will catch you next week.
You've been listening to Conversations in the Closet. We will return again same time next week. Brought to you by NI30D Athletics.